Hi guys, Jason from Thrive Endurance, and here we are 1 month into this plant-based game changer diet. So I'm currently 1 month in to the experiment, and I'm still holding strong. I just thought I'd just quickly go back and just give you a little bit of a background. The last 6 months I really haven't done any exercise. I think there was about a 5-week period 3 months ago that I did a little bit of exercise, but the last couple of months I've been overseas. I haven't done anything since I've been back. I've actually even started having a few drinks, which I generally don't ever do. I started at 83 kilos, which is about 3 kilos heavier than I've been in the last 10 years, and it's probably about where I started weight when I started, just before I sort of took up triathlon. Which is about 3.5 kilos heavier than I've been for my heaviest in the last 10 years, and generally about 8 to 10 kilos heavier than where I generally my training weight. To say that any sort of healthy diet change should give some good results. That's a pretty fair statement, whichever way that I looked at going. So after the first 3 weeks, I was super surprised that I hopped on the scales, and the reality is that they had hardly changed. I'd only lost about 1.5 kilos in the first 3 weeks. You could say that, that's just, you put on muscle, but I'm pretty honest with myself, and I know that I haven't done anything that would have gained muscle. I've only just started moving my body again. I haven't been building any strength. Another really good way that I've always done is always take waist measurements, and I'm about 1 to 1.5 centimeters I've lost, and generally if I lose a kilo, generally that equates to about 1 centimeter. So I'd say that's about right. My waist and stomach is about 3 to 4 centimeters bigger than it's been for a long time as well. Which was a little bit disappointing, because most of the time when I actually start training and start exercising, I generally drop a couple of kilos straight away, and that makes us feel really great. But that hasn't happened, so I've been a little bit surprised. And so what have I put that down to? I'm not really sure, but I probably would say when I started this, I think probably like most people, if they watch the Game Changer documentary, they seen or just read any of the recipe books. Pretty much all they do is just drop out animal products, add in a few beans, lentils, and vegetables, and think that that's going to get your protein uptake, which potentially it can, but then when I sort of started looking into it a little bit more, pretty much all the protein sources that I was eating were all about between 3 to 5 grams of carbs per 1 gram of protein. So for me to get my protein intake up to adequate levels, I was going to have to increase a lot of carbs. I think maybe this might be a little bit, why I'm sort of held onto the weight, I'm not sure. But then when I thought, well, let's start tracking what we actually are eating, and I was really surprised that following basically what they had said on the documentary, just eat this, eat that, protein's no problem. Most days I think I was probably eating about 30 grams of protein, and that was pretty much adding in lentils, beans, chickpeas, and the vegetables. So I think the most I would have been eating was 50, so I was really, really surprised with that. So, I think that is a pretty dangerous level. Although, even though they say that you don't need as much protein as what we think, I think that that's still below anyone that's training what they should be taking. That's probably only about 0.6 of a gram per kilo. So that was, So I was really, really surprised with that, and I was like, wow, that's some pretty misrepresentation of information. It's really good to say don't eat this is bad for you, but they didn't really give any insights into good options. So in the last week, I really have looked into my diet and looked for other options, and and I've added in, so basically I'm really using Now trying seitan, tofu, tempeh, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, peanut butter. So a lot of actually fat-related protein, as well as the carb-related protein, to try and get a bit better of a balance. But yeah, I've only just sort of started that in the last 3 or 4 days. And then adding in hemp protein or hemp seeds and pea protein. Just this in like a smoothie with some spinach, avocado, pumpkin seeds, all this other stuff. So it's sort of giving me about a 20 to 40 gram hit of protein. Straight up. So then the other 50, and I'm getting up, so I'm getting up closer, hopefully, to my targets. I have found that, I've been, especially the first 3 weeks, I've been really probably bloated, gassy. My energy's been okay, but I just think that's because I've started exercising again. But yeah, there hasn't been a real lot that has got me too excited so far, to be honest. I'm a little bit surprised. I probably expected, seeing I was just eating vegetables to just drop it. I know that a few times I've done a detox, which has cut out all animal products. And that's probably why one of the reasons I started, because a few times when I've done that, after 2 weeks, it's like, wow, my mind's feeling great and everything, which I think my mind is starting to come good. I think I'm feeling better, but I've started exercising, I've stopped eating crap, and I've stopped drinking. So that's all to be expected. So yeah, all in all, I'm 1 month in. I'm a little bit, dejected, but it's not all about losing weight. It's all about getting fit and healthy. So yeah, we'll just continue to roll on. I've decided that I'm going to go until Christmas. Give myself that little bit of a reward to think of at the end. So that's going to get me a good 8 weeks. So I think that'll give us a good representation to maybe do some bloods and that then, and just see, if we are depleted, or if anything's, if anything's changed, if I'm feeling any better. So yeah, so let's just continue the journey, see how we go, and yeah, I'll probably talk to you again in a little time. If anyone's got any questions, comments, leave them below. But apart from that, let's continue the journey and hopefully see some good results in the next month. All right, guys, see ya.